So I guess Bandai's kind of put the RE100 line at the wayside in favor of full mechanics, which seems to be pretty much all seed, but also a couple other things. At least the aerial was tucked in there. But the RE100 line did give us some good stuff, and wants to like fill out the gap of certain lines, like Shark's counterattack with the Jagd Doga. And it's okay. It is a lot lighter than you'd expect, because especially if you compare it to the version Katoki Sazabi and the Master Grade Jagd Doga, it's definitely got the more like lighter model, because it is an RE100 and there's no complete inner frame here. But it does look good, and it's nice and bulky. Sticker for the mono eye is really annoying. It definitely should have an actual clear piece. And this skirt is really weird. This skirt here has got a stress mark. I think you can see it right there, that hinge. This is where I keep that stupid, I think it's stupid looking, beam saber that has a little like flip out army knife. And I guess taking it off a few times and putting it back on has stressed that piece, which is kind of weird. And you got the funnels, which I think are just the Sazabi's funnels. And I hate the funnels on Master Grades. Like, I like funnels in general, but putting the Master Grade ones together of these, pain in the butt. I'm missing one of them. I don't know what happened to it. I'm sure it's floating around somewhere, as funnels like to do. And you know, I'm just gonna keep you off. And being an RE100, it has okay posability. It's nothing amazing, but it gets the job done. Let's just say that. You got the skirts that can get out of the way, and I mean, we'll use this side here, but you can kind of move the skirt out of the way. It has like a ball joint at the back. It's not connected to the actual side, which is another reason I think it's weird that the other one's stressed, but whatever. I think the knee could be a little better, and the feet, at least on mine, are getting a little loose, you might notice, so that's kind of annoying. And the shield, I don't know if it's supposed to be so bulbous, I guess, but it just has a simple squeaky peg and connection. There's no like clamp, like you know how it's like a bracket usually. Just a simple peg. And the beam rifle also pegs in. I don't know why I don't have the trigger finger hand in there. I'm assuming I came with a trigger finger hand. It's been a while since I built it, but yeah, it's got stickers on it. Unfortunately, it looks okay. Can be a little tricky because it has to go, you know, on an angle, and everything else looks pretty good. Backpack looks nice, and you can see the thrusters in the legs, and I like the different colored feet at the bottom. That's a nice touch too. But maybe you'd like something a little more hefty, a little more weighty, a little more master grady. Well, for that we're gonna have to go into third-party territory, and you get a master grade Jagd Doga. This is from it's Daban. Yeah, pretty sure it's Daban. They do a lot of stuff. But I think it's the top half of the Master Grade Jagd Doga, and then the lower half of the Master Grade Sazabi version Katoki, I think. And one of the reasons I think that, well, I think it's hipster and unpeg, but one of the reasons is it has these opening panels on the leg armor. Maybe they're just trying to copy it of the Master Grade Sazabi, but they're there. The other thing is, the waist doesn't like to stay together the best, and some of the hinges. Once again, it is like a third-party knockoff sort of thing, and so they're never, well, I mean, sometimes they're really good and sometimes they have issues, and this one definitely has a few issues. But I mean, it's mostly because I'm holding it like this. If you're holding it straight up, it's usually okay, as one of the thrusters fall off. It's got rubber for the hosing on the neck, on the waist, even in the back of the arms, where the RE100 is just plastic. Lots of detail. This thing is detailed up the wazoo. You can see all the panel lining it's got going on. It's got front skirts that can actually extend. Another reason I think it's based off this Master Grade Sazabi. This one doesn't like to extend that easily, but it can. And the back, it also feels like it's supposed to, but I've never been able to get it really out without fear of breaking, but it feels like it wants to do that because it's got these panels in here. And I'm pretty sure there are some tracks. I just can't get it to work, and I don't want to break it, so I'm going to leave it. And its posability is, well, since it is more master grade and like inner frame and everything, it is pretty good. And you have a clear piece for the mono eye. It's not a sticker this time. And you can move it if you want. And arms are pretty decent. Even with that hosing, you can still get a good bend, I think. Is that really it? I thought it was more than that. Huh, well, there we go. It does have semi-articulate fingers with one hinge, one knuckle, we can say. It's got the ball joint in the waist there. skirts can get out of the way. Got the hinging, knees. Knees out. This part here is supposed to stay on a track. It likes to pop off, but it's supposed to be on a knee track. And it's mostly because the top joint right here is very tight, which is good for stability. But then it usually likes to make the this piece here come undone. This one likes better. This one likes to pop off. But check out, that's quite a more deep bend than the Bandai version could do. And the ankles are actually really tight on this, which could just be mine, but it's really nice compared to especially the other one I have, the RE100, which is really loose now. I don't think it was like that when I first bought it, but over time. And you got the colored little grenades, as opposed to just grenades. And of course the funnels, which I'm not going to touch. I refuse to touch. And while it does come with the same accessories, they're different looking. Like, check out the official RE100 and the Master Grade knockoff. Very different in terms of size. That's why I don't know if it's really supposed to be so bulbous. I like this one more personally, and it has the added red in the color for the. I think they fire beams. It's been a while since I've seen Shar's counterattack, but it also has a modified arm connector. You see, it's not just a simple little doohickey peg. I do like the more gray inside here, but I kind of like this. This reminds me of the tall geese part in here. I don't know if it's based off it or what, but it definitely feels similar. Let's just say that. And it still has the same weapon in the skirt. That's that beam saber weapon, which I just don't like. Personal preference. And the gun, the beam rifle, it's actually smaller too, but it has a clear piece here for the sensor. It's like a puffy sticker, if you know like stuff from the 80s. But let me rip your hand off for a second. You don't need it. Quite a bit smaller. It's kind of crazy how small it is, but I like it actually. It still looks the same. Like, it has everything there, all the details there. It's just like a third smaller maybe. And it can be a little tricky to get into the hand because you can't just peg it in. It's got the two grooves at the front of the handle, which once you get into the sweet spot, which I just did, it works well. You might be thinking, okay, you can get the Master Grade of the normal Jagd Doga, but there is a P Bandai version of the Quest version, and it's like, I mean, I think the cheapest I saw was like $128 Canadian. Well, this guy's about $60 Canadian, $60, $70 depending on the conversion rate. And thankfully, Daban gave us a Master Grade Quest version too. So now you've got both of them in Master Grade form. And this is actually the one I was looking more forward to, simply because I am not paying $128 before shipping for an RE100. It isn't happening. But about $60, $70 for a Master Grade, yes I will. One problem you might be noticing, I can't get the cockpit. It works, it's fine on the other one. It will not close. I've taken it apart so many times. It's just, its beak will not shut. So I'm not sure what to do, but I mean, maybe you have to cut something in there to make it work. I don't know. But it still has it has a duller mono eye, but it is in there. And it is a specific helmet, like to be the Quest one. It's not the exact same. It's not like a copy with a different antenna as the normal version. Well, I guess, is it a normal version? Because I think there's only one of them. But whatever. Got the same kind of shoulder binders. All the details there. See, these ones opened up. These both opened up together. The other one just was being a pain in the butt. And of course, all the posability is the same because it is mostly the same kit. I think it has the same backpack too. Yes, it does. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be different or not. But yeah, all the details still there. You still got the panels that can open on the skirts, which have always been a pain. I even don't like them on the Master Grade Sazabi. Yeah, this one actually has the weakest waist joint. And it's not just because I'm holding it upside down or on its side. Even on the shelf, if I try and lift it up and I'm lifting up from the legs, it's just really loose. The other one's not like that. This one's like kind of bad. I don't know why. Thankfully, everything else is tight on it, which I wish that was a little tighter. I could probably fix that with some like nail varnish or something. And shield, actually a little more simple. If you notice, it doesn't have the little red in there compared to that one. So I'm not sure why, but it doesn't. And I'm pretty sure, I don't think it's a separate piece. Trying to remember. But it does connect into the arm in the exact same way as the other Master Grade. And the gun, they do give you the specific gun, the one that's supposed to be used for this version. Has a clear piece there. and it goes in the exact same way. This one is more of a pain in the butt because it's more of an awkward shaped gun, and I find it doesn't like to go in for some reason all the way, and it doesn't take much to tip it over. Of course, now that I've said it and I put it on video, it's gonna be fine. Of course, why not? Of course. So I think it's pretty good. If you like the Jagd Doga and you want a master grade of it, you're not gonna get it from Bandai. I just think they're just so much more weighty and more detailed, and I actually kind of like the weapons and the shields in these ones. They're a little smaller. If you like the bulky, the bigger ones, that's fine. I just personally like the smaller ones. So problems aside with like the looseness of some of the joints, that's what's going to happen if you're not getting Bandai. It's just the way it's going to be. I mean, it's never going to be perfect, but you can definitely fix it and modify things and make it even better. But they do look good together.